Welcome to the Vault Studios NFL podcast, an Australian twist on all things NFL. The boys are cracking into a nice cold beer from Burnley Brewing. Let's join them.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. I am your host, JA, and I'm joined by my good buddy, Richard Garraway. How are you, my man?
Excellent, mate. The preseason is done. The regular season is just around the corner. Can't wait.
Now, should we pull back the curtain and just explain what just happened with us?
No. Let's just keep that to ourselves.
So now last week, thanks a lot for everyone coming and telling me last week when we did two divisions in the one episode because I thought I'd got my calendar wrong and the NFL started next Friday, which would be this Friday. Turns out it doesn't start this Friday. So me and Richie are just sitting here preparing for our prediction extravaganza. Got to recording and it was so we have to do a bet for who's gonna win on Friday, and Richie went, no, isn't it next Friday? And then we both clicked, why are we doing the prediction extravaganza? We're gonna have an episode next week. That happened. That definitely happened, and we thought we better cut it. And don't worry, as super prepared podcast professionals, we've got a show ready because of course we did the North last week, so we're going to do some over under, a little bit of news that we were planning on doing anyway, and then some over unders for the last week of the preseason. Richie, that could have been bad if I guess we just had our prediction show going for almost 2 weeks before the season started.
We would have gone more in depth than we'd ever gone before in a preview show, that's for sure.
100% 2 week preview.
Dodged a bullet,
absolutely. Just want to quickly start off by thanking our sponsors, Burnley Brewing. I was saying before, Rich, it's been in my fridge for a while. I've got a few of them. I cleaned up all the beers. If you can see in the YouTube video behind me, I've got all the beers in shelves now for when I box up and send them out for prizes, because I don't just send one out, Richie. I make a variety box for the people who win a box of beer.
That's what you want.
I'm good like that. I've got the Hawthorn Bowling Club Summer Ale, which is
new release for this year.
I don't know when they gave it to me. They said they give me so many boxes and they're so freaking good to us that I don't know when it comes. So it's really nice though. I'm very much enjoying it. So hopefully I've got a few more back there because I have to throw them in the fridge and get them cold.
Easy drinking the old summer ales.
Summer ales are good. It's a goodie, and it's getting into summer. It was a bit warmer today. 24 on Thursday. 24 on sunny Thursday, Friday this week. So. Can't wait for that. That's Celsius for you Americans listening, not Fahrenheit. They're thinking, God, that's going to be freezing. But no, it's Celsius in Australia. Also, I want to thank my good friend Dylan, Dark Horse Electrics. Make sure you show him some love. If you need some electrical work done at your place, hit them up. Richie, unfortunately, our local gridiron season has been pushed back a little bit due to our lockdown and continuing, which we're not going to get into this week. But if you were playing and now the season's pushed back, it probably leaves a little bit more time to maybe buy in a helmet or some shoulder pads or something like that. And I don't know, where would you go personally if you wanted to get some shoulder pads and a helmet in Australia?
I'd go to ussportsgear.com.au.
I thought you were going to say that. I had a feeling that was what you were going to say. That's where I'd go to. It's where I've gone in the past with a couple of helmets up there. A couple one there, and my other finger there. They're from US Sports Gear, not the Josh Allen one. That's not from US Sports Gear.
No, that's not us.
Those two there, they're mine. So they're from US Sports Gear. Also got my playing one. Awesome service. That allows you guys, if you were thinking any helmet, but think I'm not going to have time before the season starts, you now do. It's going to get pushed back a little bit. So that's good news. So get in there to US Sports Gear. Also our patrons, why can't I say his name? Keenan Allen. I get him wrong every week. I bet him Josh Allen. Keenan Allen, Chargers powder blue signed jersey. That will go. Oh, you've got tomorrow, guys, to sign up if you want to get in the running for that. $10 a month on Patreon.
Key member of my fantasy team, Keenan Allen.
Yeah, very, very, very good player. Very good. Almost underrated, I would say, in compared to some other guys, but awesome player. Get yourself in the running. Also had a new Patreon this month. Our good mate DJ, friend of the show, used to host, had a baby. Legend. Love you very much, Deej. Thanks for signing up, mate. And best of luck in a couple of days with that sign up. Best of luck to all our patrons. Thank you very much for being a part of it. It goes a long way to helping us. Richie, let's get into some news. Let's start with the bad news. J.K. Dobbins, the running back for the Baltimore Ravens, who a lot of people had penciled in to have massive production this year, certainly fantasy-wise and playing time-wise. You know, Mark Ingram's been there the last couple of years as his second guy, and losing him it's a fair hit. It's a massive hit for him. He's a second-year running back, and he's out for the season now with a torn ACL.
Yeah, super disappointing. You hate seeing that stuff in the preseason. I would think it. I don't know who's going to see the load there.
Gus
Edwards, I guess. Yeah, it's probably going to move up.
Is Justice Hill a rookie? I reckon he might be a second-year guy too. Yeah, he's a second-year guy, third-year guy. Yeah. So I think it'll be Gus Edwards, who actually polled very well on Pro Football Focus last year. He was the 5th-ranked running back on Pro Football Focus. Now, he didn't have as many snaps as some of the other guys, but still pretty good. And in saying that, he had, compared to J.K. Dobbins last year, he said Ingram was there last year, but J.K. Dobbins had 159 runs. Gus Edwards had 164. Dobbins had 260 receiving snaps, and Gus Edwards only had 126, and they both had 40 run blocking snaps. So Gus Edwards has been around a bit longer, but it sucks. And we know how running backs are used these days. Not many teams go with a bell cow anymore. It's not how it works. They want to share the load. And these guys were two versatile running backs that could catch the ball and run the ball very well with what we think is going to be a good O-line and a team that, let's be honest, their whole game is designed off running the ball and play action because of a guy like Lamar Jackson. So, look, I think in terms of spreading the production, they'll be able to do it. Gus Edwards will obviously get a bit of a chunk. Justice Hill will probably get a little bit. They might go and get a running back from the Patriots scrap pile. You know, who knows? There'll be someone that gets cut. They might come in, bring in the rotation. Plus, you could probably give a little bit more to Lamar Jackson as well to bring that production up, give him some more carries, like set quarterback runs. They'll
sign the best running back that ends up on the scrap heap after all the cuts.
You'd say so.
Yeah,
so I think that's how it'll work out.
Yeah, they'll cut their last one and add the best one from the cuts.
Yeah, I tend to think so. But, you know, it's never good. As I said, we always say it's never good to lose a talented guy, and certainly doesn't start there. See, Sonny Michel got traded to the Rams the other day as well, which I really like that trade for kind of both parties. I think it's great for Sonny Michel. He's obviously only on probably 1 year borrowed time there because when Cam Akers gets back next year, he's kind of the future running back there, but it gives him a chance to be a bell cow in a really good offense and be really productive. I think he's a first-round pick for a reason. He was a great college running back, and he hasn't been terrible at the Patriots. It's just, you know, what's our rule with Patriots running backs, Richie? You never trust them.
Don't start them. Don't draft them.
So I think that's probably it's probably best for his career coming, you know, near the end of his rookie contract. So, you know, great move by both teams, I think, to add talent to the Rams roster, and the Patriots who have a ton of talent at running back already to basically go, well, this guy's got value. Let's get something for him now while we can. Rams literally have no draft picks left for the next 10 years, though. They just don't want to draft.
They're all in it to win it this year.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Yeah. There's only, they're pretty capped out for the next couple of years. So they're in it to win it. Like they figure they're in a window and they're extremely talented.
So when we do our prediction show next week, me and you are both.
Yeah, I reckon we'll both have them pretty high.
We'll talk about the over-unders tonight as well. So, also, let's just quickly talk. Trevor Lawrence. So Gardner Minshew gets traded during the week. That's a sign of them just saying,
it's all Lawrence.
It's Lawrence. He's our guy. We love Minshew, but let's just get rid of the distraction. He's the only distraction left here. Let's get rid of him. Send him to the Eagles, which can't be a good feeling for Jalen Hurts, who's, you know, rah-rahing all week. We're all in. Don't you worry. They're all about me. Rah-rah-rah. We're hungry. Rah-rah-rah. And then, bang, here comes Gardner Minshew, the career bloody spoiler of young quarterbacks going to come in and just take his spot. So that's not good. Now, maybe it's for a backup role. We don't know what the communication was, but Minshew doesn't strike me as a guy who's happy to come in and just be behind someone. He's going to come in and he's going to push Hurts.
Well, when it's a trade, you don't have a lot of choice.
No, well, some teams do. Minshew didn't. Rookie deals don't have.
No. He was just being traded. But I guarantee you Minshew starts a game for the Eagles this year, and it might be a lot.
Yeah. I actually quite like Minshew has not been that in an awful team. Like we're going to see how good Lawrence is this year. And he was, don't get me wrong, he was very good in this preseason game. There's one thing I wanted to highlight he played against the Cowboys this week, was exceptional. Cowboys didn't play a starter at all offense. And look, we were just talking about this before. Actually, let's get to that next. But yeah, they didn't have a starter. He was great. He looked exactly what I expected him to look like against thirds. Our fifth corner was our starting corner on the day. He looked great against them. And I think he's the future. I think he's going to be outstanding. But we're going to see how hard it is to be successful at the Jaguars because their offensive line's not great. Their receiving core's not great. Their running back, undrafted was good last year, but really good last year. But what we know about undrafted guys is that they're undrafted for a reason. Normally they have a one good year and kind of drop off. Now, I hope for Robinson's case that's not the sake, but not the case, but I think it normally is. But yeah, Minshew out, Trevor Lawrence is the guy there, and Minshew goes to create some trouble at Philadelphia, which I like. I love his swagger. I really like
me
that.
too.
And also, if he starts at the Eagles, I'm not worried. Just to mention that.
No. Gardner Minshew's...
He could win if every part of his team is absolutely exceptional around him. He'd be okay, but if he's got to carry the team in any way, you can't rely on him. Simple as that. He would have won a Super Bowl back with the 2000 Ravens, like Trent Dilfer did. That's the best deal.
Yeah, or you and me.
Yeah, one could have. It was like, what was the Bears? The Bears made a Super Bowl with Rex Grossman. Just let that sink in.
Sexy Rexy.
Rex Grossman, and that
was what a terrible Super Bowl. It just rained and rained.
Yeah, Evan Hester took the opening kickoff
to the house. Yeah, I remember.
That was before I was even playing football. I think I was only about 16 or 17. I didn't even know football was in the country yet. We didn't even know each other yet, Rich. Imagine that. Imagine if we'd known each other then.
That was the last good thing. That was the last good thing to happen to him in that game.
Yeah, it just went down.
Opening kickoff was all downhill from there.
I remember watching a ton of that was when I was getting really into football. And I remember watching a ton of the coverage and that of the Super Bowl, and everyone being like, Rex Grossman. If these guys win with Rex Grossman, this is the greatest story in there. This is the worst quarterback to win one since Trent Dilfer, and thinking, God, that's harsh. And now I'm like, they were 100% right. Like he was the absolute hand. And their other quarterback was Kyle Orton. Remember Kyle Orton? Made some winner in the league for a bit.
You know what? I actually think I was in the US
for that game.
Year.
It was the Colts.
It
was Peyton Manning's first Super Bowl.
I was home by then, but I think I was there during the playoffs. Was that the Romo dropped extra point year?
Why are you bringing this up?
It was, right? I'm sure it was because I was in a bar in Dallas watching that.
It was the year Tony Romo took over from Drew Bledsoe as the starter.
Yeah, it was the drop the hold.
Yeah, then from then he never held again after that. And he held perfectly for every single moment before that.
So cool. So interesting story. The NFC Championship game, I'm pretty sure, was the Saints and the Bears. And because your mate Tony Romo dropped that extra point, that game, if it had been Dallas, would have been in New Orleans, which I was in New Orleans that weekend.
Oh, but instead it was at Chicago.
So we ended up watching it. We watched it on Bourbon Street, and it was good early till they lost and everyone went home, and the party ended. But very, very, very interesting season, that one.
Super Bowl, what year? 2006.
2006 season. The final would have been 2007, I would have thought.
Give you the bracket. That was it. Dallas lost 21-20.
Yeah.
Seahawks.
It would have gone overtime.
Wild card. And then Chicago pumped New Orleans in the championship game, 39-24. Colts finally beat New England in a championship game. I remember that was the big thing. Manning finally got over the playoff hump. He beat Baltimore, and they beat Baltimore. They won 23-6 at Kansas City. Then they beat Baltimore 15-6. Because you can imagine the pressure on that team, because that was an offensive team, that Colts team.
Oh yeah,
I went 38 on the Patriots.
It was, from memory, was that AFC Championship game in Foxborough?
Yes. No, RCA Dome. That must be.
Oh, it was in the Dome. Okay.
Yeah, New England with a 4 seed.
It was a super cold January.
This is fun. Do you know what era that was?
I was in...
San Diego. It was San Diego era with LT. Remember when they used to have Lorenzo Neal at fullback, and they'd go I form every play, and it had Marty Schottenheimer was the head coach and just could never win in the playoffs.
No, not Marty. It was his dad. No, Marty is the dad. Yeah, Marty is the dad. Sorry, I'm thinking of Anyway,
thinking of Shanahan's.
Those playoffs. No, his son was the offensive coordinator somewhere.
Yeah, Schottenheimer. He still is. He's at the Jets now or something like that, I think.
No, he was at the Jets during Hard Knocks. Now he's at you know what? I actually want to say he's at the Seahawks, but I'm not sure. That playoff series was bloody cold. Like I was in Dallas at the time because that's I got family there. It was snowing in Dallas. Like it was like it's the coldest I've ever been in my life. That whole winter was so cold. The amount of playoff games were in the cold, and poor old New Orleans, living in that dome, had to go up to Chicago Field. It was freezing that day, and yeah, interesting playoffs. What a trip down memory lane. Enjoyed that.
Remember the Denver Broncos cornerback got shot and killed, like in the middle of the season? Darren Williams, he was their starting corner.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's amazing what you remember when you look back at this stuff. But yeah, that was 2006. LT got MVP. He scored the most points in a season, most rushing touchdowns in a season with 28, and most touchdowns with 31. He was the MVP of the season.
I'll give you a cool thing. I was at a game that year because, as I said, that was my first trip to the States. I was there for 3 months.
Yeah.
He threw, rushed, and received for a touchdown that day. It was at Qualcomm before they blew it up.
Also, other records were broken.
Raiders.
It wasn't. I remember that it wasn't at Raiders on their baseball field.
No, it was down. He did it a couple of times. I think he did it twice.
Larry Johnson. This is actually a very fun record. Larry Johnson broke the record for most carries in a season with 416, and then never had more than 200.
Never played again.
Never had more than 200 carries in his career again. After that, yeah, 158 in 8 games the year after, 193 in 12 games, then 132 in 7, and then never played and got traded halfway through that year.
It's when they were very quickly working out you can't overuse them. The Sean Alexander year was around then too.
Sean Alexander was also that year as well. He was second for records. So that's what happened. I think that they were the two, unfortunately, that made you realise you can't just run running backs.
You can't do this anymore.
Or if you do, you don't pay him. DeMarco Murray. That's Cowboys learnt that, then didn't learn it with Zeke. Anyway, let's get on to. I was going to do Cam or Mac Jones, and I decided who fucking cares? The Patriots. They're gonna start and.
It's going to be Cam.
It'll be Cam, and they'll move. They'll use Mac as a little energy boost when they're struggling. Let's go to over-unders, Richie. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to go team by team. We're going to do the over-under. If you're a betting person, make sure you bet responsibly. First of all, I'm not a big gambler. Richie is a bit of a gambler. He likes to have a bet. Make sure you do it responsibly. But yeah, we're going to go through over-unders, give you the line, and then both tell you what we think and why, I guess. That's probably
and how good we feel about it as well.
Yeah. It's going to be fairly rapid fire because it's 32 teams.
Yeah.
So we'll be pretty quick with it.
Here
Let's start.
Arizona Cardinals over 8.5. Oh, all these will be sports bet. No, they don't give us any money. That's where they're coming from.
Yeah, sports bet.
Arizona Cardinals over 8.5 wins.
I've got the over.
Tough division. I've probably got the over 2, but I don't feel great about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be writing home about it, but yeah, I've got the over.
Atlanta Falcons over or under 7.5. I will have the under, and I feel pretty good about it.
Under, and I feel great about it. I've got them under by about 3 games.
Oh, and gets a good value there. 210. Baltimore Ravens. The line is 11.
Over. Or
yeah.
I've got one over.
I think 11. Oh, don't ruin next week.
Oh, yeah. It's a great line.
I think that line is perfect. I reckon you could bet the over and you'll probably get a push at worst.
Yeah, I think so.
Buffalo Bills over under 11.
Over.
I got over and I love it.
Yeah, I like it too.
Carolina Panthers over under 7.5. It's marked well. That one's really on the mark.
Under. Yeah, under. And I'm not feeling good about it though. Panthers are one of those teams that, hey, if Darnold's good,
Darnold could be good. We don't know. Yeah,
I think they've got some guys on defense. I think they're better than what people think on defense, and they're well coached.
And they get McCaffrey back.
They get McCaffrey back. I'm not confident about them.
No.
But yeah,
I think that could go over or under, and I wouldn't be surprised either way. I wouldn't bet that.
No.
Chicago Bears over under 7.5.
Under, and I feel fucking great about it.
Yeah,
I just don't think they're good at all. Unless Justin Fields plays enough games and he's a hero, I can't see it.
I think it's enough. They don't have enough talent yet. They're a couple of years away.
Agreed.
Cincinnati Bengals over under 6.5.
Oh, that's a good line. I've got him under.
Yeah, I got them under too. And I don't.
I don't feel great about it though. I think like if Burrow's really good, I'm just like there's got key fundamental issues with the offensive line, defensive line, and that's a big problem for young quarterbacks. But he was very good last year, and if he's healthy, which he played yesterday, he played this week in preseason, 3 snaps, but he played, which means he's going to start next week. He's going to play. He's got a chance to play 18 games this year or 17 games this year.
This is the best value on the board. Cleveland Browns over under 10.5. Give me the over, and I want all of it. All of the over.
All the over. Yep. All right. I'll give you the over.
Just eat up that over. I think. We'll see next week, but I'm going deep. Dallas Cowboys. This one I love as well. 9.5. Give me the over.
Over. I just don't think the East is going to be very good. I'm not confident on the Cowboys at all. Like I don't feel good about them because I hate McCarthy. He made it pretty. I don't hate anyone. I don't hate him personally. I just don't like the coaching situation there between Dan Quinn and him. But the over's there. I don't think the division's very good.
No, and there's so much talent. There is. That team's so loaded. If your coach was Bill Belichick, I'd have you winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's very complete team.
Denver Broncos over under 8.5. I think they've nailed this line. I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole.
I'm not feeling good about it, but I do have them over.
Yeah, I don't like that. It just makes me feel dirty. Broncos and quarterbacks. Detroit Lions.
Starter.
Nah,
Teddy Roosevelt.
I'm still not excited about it.
No one is.
It must be, actually, if you're a Broncos fan, I feel for you because there's so much talent on that team and you just led terribly. Detroit Lions.
They're treading water for Aaron Rodgers. I truly believe.
What are they going to give up to get him? Detroit Lions over under 5.
Under.
I think
it's low, but it's under.
I don't like betting lines with that little room to move, but I think it'll be under. Speaking of ones with not much room to move, Houston Texans over under 4.
Oh, that's so harsh. Under.
I think it's under 2, but I wouldn't bet it. Don't bet that. Please, no one bet that. No,
I feel good about it, but I still wouldn't bet it.
Unless you're a Houston fan, you want to bet the over, because at least then you got something to root for. Don't bet.
That's true. Yeah, 4 games is not many.
Now, this one surprised me a little bit. Indianapolis Colts over under 8.5.
I've got them over, but I don't think they've got big issues at quarterback. If Carson Wentz can't go, Easton's their backup. Allinger got hurt on the weekend. He's out a month. All reports are that Wentz is going to be able to go. He's going to be good. So that 5 to 13 week time frame was actually 5 weeks. But anyway, it looks like him and Quentin Nelson will be good to go. And that was our 2 biggest issues. Before that, we felt really good about them. So if Wentz and Nelson are good to go, I've got them over.
The Trevor Lawrence led Jacksonville Jaguars over under 6.5.
Under.
If I was forced, I'd probably take the under.
AFC is tough. AFC is top loaded. There are a lot of good teams in the AFC too. And I think don't they play the West?
I think they play both the Wests.
Yeah, the NFC West we'll get to next week. They're fucking good. They're real good.
Hang on, I've got that. What are they in? They're in the the AFC South.
Yeah,
they play the NFC West.
Yeah, there it is. There's 4 losses, straight up.
Yeah,
and then I think the Titans and Colts are good in their division. I think they probably beat the Texans once. They probably trade with the Texans.
It's going to be hard for them. Kansas City Chiefs over under 12.5.
Over that's low, but a tough division.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can easily argue the Raiders is the worst in the division, but the Raiders also have really good players. I could see a world where the Raiders make the playoffs. I honestly do. Like if Derek Carr balls out and John Gruden finds the right recipe for this team, definitely.
Well, speaking of the Raiders, over or under 7.
Can I say push? Just don't touch it. Don't touch.
Yeah.
Do not touch the Las Vegas Raiders. I don't feel good about any of it.
There you go. Just say, and I feel gross. That usually gets your point across. LA Chargers over under 9.5.
Over.
I've got it over 2 because I've got them in.
I feel kind of good about it as well. I feel really good about the Chargers. Like the fact they haven't played Herbert all preseason makes me think it's a good thing. It's like the Cowboys not playing Prescott all preseason. It's not making me worried. People are worried about it. I'm not worried about it with Herbert and Prescott. I think they know the guy they've got. They know he can play football, and they know he doesn't need in-game reps. They just know. They're like, we're not going to show them anything that we're going to do with these guys. I'm not against it.
I hope they go over because, again, I just care about my fantasy team. I know no one else does, but I do. I love the Chargers.
Why do we love the Chargers? We've always had a thing for the Chargers. I think it's just
two reasons. 2 reasons for me. One being, there's a couple. One being a TCU fan, Tomlinson going there immediately made me have a big soft spot for him.
I didn't even know Tomlinson.
2,
there you go.
Sure did. He got drafted by Atlanta and they traded him for Vic.
For the dog incident, probably worked out pretty well for both of them.
They got the coolest uniform in sports, without question.
Great uniform.
Then the sneaky last thing is you see them a lot because they're in that late time slot. So you actually watch a lot of Charger games because they play later. And it's the case for a lot of these. You look around, there is lots of 49er fans, Seahawk fans, things, and I know they've had some success, which also helps with it. But
also, Rivers is very likable for a long time.
Yeah, and they had Gates, and they did a lot of winning for a long time in that period. So
even McCardell.
And they never got
offensive
success. They never got the success they probably deserved. Those years were shot home.
They should have won some.
There should have been a Super Bowl. Should have been a Super Bowl appearance in there
because they had everything. Everything. You know what? They had everything but an offensive line. Looking back now, I reckon old Marty's going. Maybe I should have invested some in the O line.
Oh, look, they were pretty good, but not good enough.
No.
LA Rams over under 10.5.
Over.
Yeah, me too. I love the Rams this year, and I love Stafford.
There's another guy we both got a soft spot. I got a soft spot for Stafford because he was in a shithole for his whole freaking career, the poor bastard.
Yeah.
And now he's going to like the Holy Land, like one of the best offensive coaches in the NFL, and just, mate.
I think he's going to be really, really good there. Because he's a good
Unless
player.
he gets hurt, as I said, we don't predict on
you can't predict that.
We don't do that. We predict everyone's healthy, but and he hasn't. There's this myth that he's been hurt in the past. He actually hasn't. He's played most of the time on terrible teams and balled out on terrible teams. He's very, very productive, and he has everything in his favor right now. That team's going to be, I'm real high on him.
Miami Dolphins over under 9.5.
Under.
I think that's
this is one
too.
I think I feel good about it. I don't think Tua was good. All these rumors about Deshaun Watson would not be coming up if Tua was good.
If Tua was good, yeah.
Obviously, they're not sold on Tua either. Otherwise, they would not be doing this. Now,
these wouldn't be getting out.
I had a friendly discussion. It was actually quite friendly with someone on Facebook or Twitter, one of the two. Probably Facebook because Twitter kills me. It's never friendly on Twitter. This guy said that the whole offense is set up for Tua. You look at the guys they've brought in, the guys that are there. I said, yeah, but the good thing about guys like Deshaun Watson that are like once-in-a-lifetime quarterback prospects and that have proven they're good, you don't need to set up anything for him. You put him in and he can do whatever the hell you want him to do.
Go ball.
That's the difference between a top 5 guy and Tua. Deshaun Watson is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Now, take his personal shit aside, which is bad. Like, he's a fucking moron. But if true, which seems it is. Anyway, but yeah, Deshaun Watson could go into any role and be outstanding in any single system. He's that good. He's that versatile. He's an athlete that can throw the ball, throw on the run, break tackles, got great sense, throws. He could go into a system where it's all read and react, like it's all window. Like he'd go into the Saints system and just dink and dunk it whenever he needed to. He can throw with timing. He's terrific.
Is there any team he would go on this year? If let's just say the shit didn't happen, so he had no mental issues, or legal issues. Any team in the NFL, would he make him a playoff team? I say yes.
Except the Lions.
I don't know.
The Lions would be like him trying to carry the Texans last year. Keep in mind, the Texans weren't a playoff team last year. And I reckon that some of the Texans players last year were better than the Lions. I think the Texans had a better team last year than the Lions. So, yeah, anyone but the Lions. I'm just looking now. Bengals. See, Bengals maybe not, because I think Burrow is probably going to be pretty good. So, probably not Bengals. Steelers, yes. Browns, yes. Ravens, yes. Titans, Colts. Jaguars, no. Because, again, I think
not enough talent. And that O-line's garbage.
Yeah. Bills, yes. Patriots, yes. Patriots win a Super Bowl with him. Dolphins, 100% yes. Jets, again, no. And I think Wilson's looked okay.
I actually think the Jets I think they're the best of the crap teams.
Yes, I
agree.
And they could be okay.
Yeah, I think they could be. I'm really excited to see what Wilson can do. Kid's got a cannon.
I put him on Broncos. Deshaun Watson on the Broncos. They're a Super Bowl team. Like, I would say, like, barring 3 or 4 teams, he'd be definitely. Yeah.
Oh, good side topic. Yeah. Minnesota Vikings over under 8.5.
Under. And I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know. I
last week you were convincing me they were good.
I remember I go up and down on them. I can see a world where they're good, but like, do I really want to go into bat for Kirk Cousins?
No, I can't wait for him
to be
replaced.
7 wins isn't many. 7 wins isn't many. So no, I don't feel good about it. Don't bet on it. Do it. It's gross.
New England Patriots over under 9.
Push.
Yeah, that's piss weak.
Over. Just over. New England had a lot of issues. You can't just sign a couple of tight ends and be like, we're fixed. It's like,
and get all your COVID players back.
Yeah,
you still got an issue at quarterback, the most important position in football.
Yeah, Mac Jones has looked great against third stringers. He's looked great. I hope he has. He's basically playing worse guys than he played in college right now. Like, most of the guys he's playing wouldn't have even been able to get in Alabama's starting 11. Like, let's sink in. Anyway, over just.
Saints over under 9.
Under. Not feeling good about it. This is an up and down. This is like my Vikings. I cannot feel good about them. And I don't have much under. Don't get me wrong, but they're under.
I can see a world where they fucking suck.
Can you also see a world where Winston's really good?
Nope.
Like, it would annoy me, but I can see a world where Winston is really good.
Never
and he's going to beat the Bucks once. You know he's going to beat the Bucks. First matchup against the Bucks, he's going to beat them. We're all going to have a good laugh about it too, Rich. You know.
Fuck, better not. New York Giants over under 7.
Under. Daniel Jones is shit ass. You see the pick he threw today in the red zone?
You know the problem.
Terrible.
I think they're really well coached. I actually think Joe Judge can coach. I actually think he can. You know what? He's going to survive. He will survive this quarterback.
Have you listened to Bill Simmons in the last couple of days?
No, I haven't.
He had a guy. He had Mike Francesa on.
Oh, Francesa from New York. Mike and the Mad Dog.
He said he was saying the same thing. He said he thinks Judge.
Oh, is he?
Coach. He also thinks that Belichick is very close with the Maras, who own the New York Giants, and he reckons
really?
that Belichick, but yeah, this is what he's saying. That basically it's a very real chance that he genuinely believes that Belichick handpicked.
Really?
They called him and said, "Who do you reckon?" And he went, "Take this guy. This is the guy you want." That's why they didn't take Flores.
Be fun. They got a moron for a GM. Anyway.
That's the problem. Edelman's and that's exactly what Mike Francesa said straight away. He's like,
everyone knows that.
5 years ago, he's an idiot, and they
never should have been hired.
Money. Well, they're now having to pay a lot of money for players that they should. Like that Odell Beckham 2 years ago, they just paid more money to Golladay. Pay Odell Beckham. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's you take a running back in the top 4. Like you take a running back in the top 4. The O lineman they took last year's.
Yeah, they got that wrong big time.
Well, like so far, like can he turn it around? Yes, but is he going to be as good? As I said, I think Mekhi Becton is just. I can't believe he went 3rd. Like Tristan Wirfs went 4th. I think he's outstanding too. And Wills and Cleveland's
Browns.
Definitely the 3rd guy. But if we go again now, Becton's going in the top 3.
Yeah.
Like honestly, he's that good, Mekhi Becton. So yeah, but under for the Giants, under. But I do like Judge. I'm just the hard ass thing. It doesn't always work. You got to win if you want to be a hard ass. You got to be good.
Yeah, that's why I'm worried about Dan Campbell.
It's hard to ride it out a long time.
That bloke.
Yeah, he's a psychopath.
The NFL season is long, and it just got longer. Philadelphia Eagles over under 6.5.
Good line, but under.
It's under. I actually think they're going to be a disaster this year. Like, I think they're going to be a proper.
I was thinking
there'll be
Hurts be good, and the Minshew trade put a bit of clarification.
That's
on that.
all just going to.
If you think Hurts is good,
that's just taking the soap opera to a next level.
If
this team's going to be a dumpster fire this year.
If you think Hurts is really good, and you're genuinely sitting there going, "Yeah, we've got one here." This is
never make that trade.
Wilson situation. You wouldn't bring a guy in.
No way.
You would not bring a guy like Minshew in. You might bring a guy like Foles in and be like, "You're our backup. Do what you did in the past. Help him develop." You might do that, but you do not bring in a guy like Minshew, who still has openly said he is fighting to be a starter in this league. Yeah. Openly said it, and the point where we were thinking maybe they don't draft Lawrence because of Minshew. That's like, has he been great? No, but he's been good enough to make us think maybe they don't need Lawrence. Maybe they go somewhere else and keep Minshew. Now, the number one pick fell to them because the Jets shit the bed and they got the number one pick. Great, you can't let Lawrence go. But there was a world where we were saying if you don't get Lawrence, keep Minshew and draft a talent. So you don't make that move if you're confident.
Pittsburgh Steelers over under 8.5.
Under,
and I feel great about it.
They could surprise me because they find a way a lot, the Steelers, but this is the first year in a long time I've just been like, I just don't think they're that good.
No, I'm with you. San Francisco 49ers over under 10.5. I've got them being good, but that line
over.
There is an extra. That would be like an old 9.5 line.
Over. I think the Niners are good. I think we've forgotten how good they were before last year. I think we've forgotten how good. You think Nick Mullins, right, just got cut by the Eagles when they made the Minshew trade. Shanahan won games with Nick Mullins.
Yeah.
Can't even make the Eagles roster, who just traded for another quarterback. That's just, again, these things tell you stuff. Like, he won a game with CJ Beathard. I know that's not how you say it. How I say it.
Yeah, that's why I laughed. Over under Seattle Seahawks 10.
Oh, it's so good. It's such a good line. Look, to my record that I had ready for our prediction show tonight, it's over. But I'd stay away from it. That's a good line. That's a great line.
Yeah.
Because I think they're the third best team in that division. And I still have them over.
If you've got a top 5 quarterback, you should always win 10 games.
I agree, and that's right on it. I don't know if they win 11. It's a tough division too. Like, they've got to.
Well, that's the thing. You need 11 for your win, but 10 will protect your bet. So you get your push at 10. I'm shocked how many lines are not on halves here. You're getting that extra. You're actually getting that extra line for free.
Because there's 10.5. You can't get a push, can you? At all.
No.
So why would they set them all as 10.5?
I mean, you can still have a tie, but it's rare.
Yeah.
So all lines should be set on halves.
Yes.
I don't get why you would set a line at 10.
It's bet on all the ones that are set at an even.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers over under 11.5.
Over. They play some tough. Like, their schedule's tough. They actually play some really good teams, the Bucs.
Yeah, it's a couple of pound of puffs in there, but it's not an easy one.
And I think Panthers and Saints and Falcons are all able to beat you on any given day. I do think they're good enough to beat the Bucs, and the Bucs have got the Bucs. This is the thing about the Bucs, right? They return all their players, right? All that stuff. They've still got some flaws. They're not perfect. They weren't perfect last year. They just found a way to win.
The biggest thing last year was we lost a couple of games we really shouldn't have. We lost one to the Bears. We never should have lost to, and there was another one. There were 2 bad losses on the schedule last year before we got the run on. What I'm hoping this year is we don't have to go through those growing pains that we did in the first 7 weeks, and we just hit the ground running. Yeah,
they said they should be a lot better. There's also a world that Tom Brady drops off. I don't think it'll happen. I don't think it's ever going to happen now.
It looks sharp.
It will at some point, but he's looked great. But it could be this year. Like, Peyton Manning looked sharp in the preseason before that season he dropped off. So, but that's why we
brought in a sunny Florida. Get a few more years out of him, not in the cold in New England.
He's gonna be good still. Yeah, over.
The football team,
Oh, yeah.
8.5.
Oh, it's so good. Under, but it's so good. That's perfect. Don't bet it. Gross.
I reckon that's pretty much bang on it.
Do not bet it.
The lucky last, the Tennessee Titans. I reckon you're going to eat this up. Over under 9.
Oh shit! Bet it.
That's the best line on the board.
Say 9.5.
No, I said 9.
9. So
you got to push at 9.
So last year this would be 8 wins. Really?
Not quite, because we added 17, so it's probably a game and a half.
They get to play the Jags and the Texans twice.
There's 4. Actually, let's do
I'm
it.
not going to go
find
into it. I'll do it now. I've got it up.
Roster, we'll find them. We'll find 9.
Cardinals, Titans.
At home or away?
Titans at home.
Win.
Away to Seahawks.
Loss.
Home to Colts.
I'll give them that one.
At the Jets.
Win.
At the Jaguars.
Win.
Home to the Bills.
Loss.
Home to the Chiefs.
Ooh, loss.
Home to the Colts. No, away to the Colts.
That'll then give them the split, right?
Yeah.
So loss. Ooh, they're now 4-4.
Rams in LA.
Oh shit, that's probably a loss too.
Home to the Saints.
Give them that one. We're at 5. I need to find 4 more.
Home to the Texans.
Win.
At New England.
Oh, God. I wonder how they're traveling at that point. Weather shouldn't be an issue.
I'm giving them that.
All right.
Give them that. Home to the Jags.
Win.
At the Steelers.
Win.
Come on.
Win. It's got to be a win. It's got to be a win. Yeah, it's got to be a win.
Home to the 49ers. I think because they're at home, they win that. I think they're pretty even teams. I think
there's your over.
And then home to the Dolphins is the second last game. And then at the Texans, which I think they'll win.
There you go. That should make it by a few.
Pretty easy. I think
with the push up your sleeve.
Yeah, I think they're going to get it fairly easy. Yeah, that's it. That's all of them. So everyone, go and bet straight away. Okay, get on the Raiders. No, only remember, I can't be more serious about this. Only bet responsibly. Do not put your family and stuff at risk doing silly things. Put some money in an account. Use that. Once it's gone, it's gone. You know, win a few. Take your money you started with out, and then go nuts with your winnings. Enjoy it.
If you want some free money, you can bet the Detroit Lions not to make the playoffs. You'll get $1.10. You have to put a lot on to get anything back. But one's a Monty.
What do you reckon they would take? Do you reckon if I walked in there tomorrow, hypothetically, obviously, if I had $100,000 and put $100,000 and said I've got $100,000 on the Lions to not make the playoffs, they'd take that bet?
Yeah, because their risk is such a smaller. The payout is so minuscule versus you potentially getting it wrong.
How much would I get? $1,000. Is that right?
Yeah. So they wouldn't worry about it. They just take it.
It's really not worth it, is it? So to win $10,000, you have to bet $1 million.
Yeah, that works out.
Yeah, that's not good. Don't go betting on that. You know, unless you want to just get a win up your sleeve because they're not making them. I believe I said last week that if the Lions made the playoffs this year, it would be the biggest shock in the history of football, and I stand by that. There's no chance Jared Goff's dragging them to the playoffs.
Worse odds of the Chiefs to make the playoffs. That's $1.08. I don't want none of that.
Really? But what if Mahomes gets hurt?
Well, yeah, but are you prepared to put your hard-earned down on what if he gets hurt?
What are they paying to not make the playoffs? That's what they're paying to make.
$650 to not make it.
So really, all you're betting on there is that there's an injury.
Yeah.
Which could very well happen. Like if you put $100 on that, I shouldn't put a money value on it. You put something on that though, and Mahomes gets hurt, you're home. Because starting an elite quarterback gets hurt for any of these teams, and I don't think they make the playoffs. In saying that though, their backup could probably just scrape that team into the playoffs still.
I'm trying to find you a good one. Chargers to make it 222. 160 no.
Ooh, I don't mind 220 to make it. I think I like the Chargers. They're good. What's
They're good
give me the NFC East odds.
Giants to make it, $3.26.
Terrible.
Eagles to make it, $3.70.
No, that's not low. That's not high enough.
The football team, $2.50 to make it. And your mob, because it's alphabetical, back at the top. Cowboys to make it $1.60, $2.25 to miss.
Oh, I'm getting more and more worried about it. They're not going to make it. They're going to something's going to go wrong here. I'm telling you, McCarthy's no good.
Unless Dak is completely broken, there's too much talent on that team.
Do you think if Dak plays 17 games, they're in?
No matter what? For sure. No matter what. No matter what.
Yeah, you're right. If he had got hurt last year, they're in easy, aren't they?
Yeah.
Easily winning 9 games. I think they'd already won 4 when he got hurt. Maybe 2. No, I think they were only 3.
No, I don't think they'd won that many. But either way, the receiving core with Zeke is too good with a competent quarterback not to make the playoffs.
And the
O-line is much healthier than it was last year. I just don't know how a professional coach can't get that team to the playoffs. That makes no sense. If he can't, he should be fired immediately. As soon as you're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, he should be fired, along with all his staff, because he brought in all those old farts.
I think he will. I genuinely think he will be fired. If they're bad, they're rebuilding again.
Yeah. And then Jerry Jones should back up a truck of money to one of the young good head coaches in the league and just dump it on his front fucking lawn.
Cliff Kingsbury after the Arizona Cardinals fire him.
I wouldn't. I'd do it to watch you laugh. I'd love to laugh at you again after when McCarthy got picked.
You know what's going to happen.
How fast was I on the phone to you? That was the best conversation I've ever had with you when I found that out. And you just said, I know what you're ringing about. Fuck off, and hung up.
I was gutted.
Fuck, it was funny.
Because there was so many guys that they could have gone and got. So many coaches. And they go and get a recite. And McCarthy's clearly a good coach, in the terms of football. But, what will happen with the Cowboys is McCarthy will suck. They'll fire him. Pete Carroll will get fired in Seattle because they'll suck. And then the Cowboys will roll straight in and bring him in. They're he'll fix our defense.
Sneaky hot seat, Pete Carroll.
They want to make the playoffs.
How long was that Super Bowl ago?
2012? No, 14. 14, I reckon it was.
Either way, it's 2021. And he's old. He is an old coach. People don't realize it. He's older. He's older than Nick Saban.
2014, then 15, they lost to the Patriots.
Yeah. Pick on the goal line. Don't give it to your best running back. Crazy.
There you go.
One play.
I think that's it for tonight, Rich. That was good. That was a makeshift program we put together. Everyone out there, let us know what you think about my new camera. If you're watching on YouTube, let me know what you think of it. I think it's awesome.
We can now see all your blemishes in 4K excellence.
0 blemishes, you mean? I am stallion. And if only I'd never lost weight, I'd still be doing Mr. Big modeling for Target. But unfortunately, I picked my health, Got him with that one.
That's very good.
Because the thing is, you don't just say plus size because that's not as funny. You actually specifically do it to Mr. Big at Target. That's what gets us. Let's finish up thanking Burnley Brewing, our sponsors. Guys, they are doing takeaway stuff at the moment. As we're still in lockdown in Melbourne. If you're close, go in there, buy a box of beer from them, buy a couple of takeaway schooners while you're going for your fancy COVID walk around Richmond. Pop in there, get the schooner in the cup and keep going. Get some takeaway pizza. Their food is outstanding. Get some takeaway food from them. Support them as much as you can, guys, because I said Melbourne's going through a shitty time right now. And if you are out there and you're having a tough time with it, I think everyone is having a bit of a tough time with this lockdown. None of us are too happy about it, but try and do the right thing. Try and get through this quicker so we can all go back to some form of normality. Get vaccinated. Help those numbers. I'm going to be vaccinated tomorrow, actually, Rich. Believe it or not.
Excellent.
So my first jab tomorrow, but go and get vaccinated.
Or some AstraZeneca.
The AstraZeneca. Yeah, so I'm getting that tomorrow. I'm not waiting for Pfizer. I don't care. I just want to get our numbers up.
Don't need it. Just go get it.
Just get it, guys. Just even if you don't believe in vaccinations, get it so you can get out of this. Like, you don't have to believe it once it's in your body. Like, who cares? Just get it, and then the numbers go up, and then we're good. We're out of lockdowns, and then do what you want. Funny thing is, don't preach to me about what you put in your body. Some people, okay? I've seen what you put in your body. Don't do it. But yeah, get out there, do the right thing. Thank you to Dark Horse Electrics. Get in touch with Dylan. Follow them on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. He's on Twitter as well. Get on there. Get around him. If you need any electrical work done in Melbourne, I'm telling you, he's the man. I use him personally for all my stuff and my work, which I do construction. So get around him. Look after him. He's an absolute champion. And if you're in local gridiron in Australia and you want to get yourself a helmet, shoulder pads, US Sports Gear is the place to go. Richie, website www.ussportsgear.com.au, I believe.
That's it.
Nailed it. Get out there and buy yourself some gear. So the season getting pushed back, it sucks, but hey, if you've got an opportunity now to get yourself some good gear, I can tell you I get a new helmet every couple of years, Rich. I reckon I get a new helmet, maybe every 3 years minimum. It's nothing better than playing in a new helmet, and protect your head. It's a violent sport, so make sure you look after yourself. The helmet is the key thing to getting you through playing a stupid amount of time like me and Richie have, unfortunately. And now, are you paying for it yet, Rich?
Oh, my body's fucked.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's no other words for it.
I wish I could go back to that season where you were like, hey, you should come and play center. And you sold me on it really quickly, mind you. I must have looked up to you back then. You sold it on me really quick. I didn't even think of saying no. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then, 13 years of playing offensive line later, I'm like, why did I agree to this absolute stupidity? A lot of good moments along the way, though. But yeah, get up US Sports Gear and our Patreons. I said you got tomorrow, sign up, $10. Keenan Allen signed powder blue Chargers jersey. It's an absolute beauty. We'll also reveal next month's. It'll be a jersey next month as well, so we'll also reveal that. But yeah, get in there, sign up, and good luck with it. Richie, thank you as always, mate. Next week, guys, we'll have our preseason extravaganza show or prediction extravaganza show. Can't wait for that. Richie, do you want to decide on what we're going to do for the winner of our game now? Or you want to wait for next week before we work out what?
Let's have a little think about it.
Have a think. That's your job for next week. Let's both come in with an idea of what we're going to. We'll probably talk about it before, but we'll come in with what we're going to do for who's going to win it. Now, I think that Friday I have to do some assessments at Richie's house. So
yes,
there's some. Hey, we might be out of lockdown by then.
Maybe.
I'm being really positive, but
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. Only guys, preseason is over. Regular season is just around the corner. This is the time. Like, this is it. Like, I'm already starting to dread the season ending. That's how I know the season's just starting. So get around it. Richie, thank you as always, mate. And you will see us both next week.